So we can begin today on our backs. And you can have your knees bent, maybe resting them together. You can have your legs straight. See what's going to work for you. And I invite you to close your eyes and maybe take one deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting the weight of your body release into the ground as you exhale. Maybe taking a moment to scan the body and feel all the points of contact. The feet or the heels, the back, the arms, the head. Just feeling yourself releasing into the earth through all these places. And as you feel the heaviness of the bones resting on the earth, perhaps that might invite a sense of softness throughout the rest of the body. And feel the ease in the belly. And let the breath flow fully into the belly, expanding and releasing. Carrying the breath up into the ribs and into the chest, filling the whole lungs. And then if your legs are straight, bend your knees, feet on the ground, and step the feet as wide as they'll go with the knees bent. And take hold of your opposite elbows with the elbows up in the air. And then as you inhale, drop the knees to the right and the elbows to the left. And up to center. And exhale, knees to the left, elbows to the right. Inhale, center. Just going from side to side like this. You can turn your head the same direction as your knees, away from the arms. And the next time the knees come down to the left, Hold them there, arms to the right. And then we can release the arms. And just check to see if your right knee is straight down from your right hip and your right foot straight out from your right knee so that you have a right angle with that leg. And then we'll curl the outer edge of the right foot in toward the right knee. And if you want more of a stretch, totally optional, you can place your left foot on top of your right knee. And then we can also bring the right arm overhead just to create more length and space up that whole right side. Breathing long, slow, and deep. And then if the arm is overhead, bring it back. If the left foot is on the right knee, place it on the ground. And then we'll turn that right knee to face out. Straighten the left leg. And then if you want more of a stretch, you can place that left foot over on top of the right thigh or knee, wherever it goes. And then bring the left foot down to the ground. Lift the right knee and place the right. Lift the right knee, facing up, both feet wide. And then we'll drop the knees to the right. Nice deep breath in across the hips and pelvis. Exhale, relaxing the weight of that left knee down. And then you might check again, just lifting your head to see that the knee is straight down from the hip and the foot is straight out from the knee. And then flex sideways with that left foot. So you're aiming the outer edge of the foot toward the knee. It's a very, very small movement. It might not even be possible for some of you. Don't worry about it if it's not. Just have that intention of inverting your foot. And then if you want more weight on your left knee than gravity, you can put your right foot on top of it. And we can also take that left arm overhead so that the hand and the knee reach away from each other. See if the breath can be as long as the body is. And if you were using the right foot, Bring that to the ground, take the arm back down, and then we'll just take that left knee out to the other side, and you can straighten your right leg, or you can place your right foot over onto your inner left thigh. And then we'll bring the right foot onto the ground with the knee bent facing up, the left foot onto the ground, knee bent facing up, and rest the knees against each other. And then separate the knees, lift the feet off the ground, bring the arms inside the thighs and around the bottoms of the feet, and then lift the feet to the height of the knees. And then aim the feet toward the wall behind you. Bring the chin toward the chest. Then with your next exhale, drop the backs of the shoulders toward the floor. See if your inhale can spread so wide that it feels like it's moving into the stretch. And then take the arms to the insides of the thighs. Straighten the legs and flex the feet and press out through the heels. Taking the legs as wide as they'll go, resting the weight of the hands either on the tops of the thighs or, if you prefer, under the thighs. Hi, Kelly. I think that's Kelly. Good. Press out through the heels. And then bring the hands to the outer legs, helping to lift the legs up. And then we'll just place the hands under the lower back and slowly lower the legs down, pointing and flexing the feet as we lower. And once the heels do come down, release the arms, and we'll just spend a moment here resting in Shavasana, corpse pose. Good. And then roll over onto either side. So I'm going to use this opportunity to demonstrate how to get up from this position, because we do it every day at the end of class. And there is an ideal way to do it, and that is to have your upper hand on the ground in front of you and keep your head down and Push yourself up with your head down, and then only once you're fully sitting on both your sit bones do you lift your head. So when I say come up with your head last, that's what I mean. Good. And then we'll come right up to hands and knees. Knees hip width apart, hands shoulder width apart. And we'll inhale and curl the tailbone up, dip the belly down, breathe into the chest as we lift it and roll the eyes up. As we exhale, we start at the tailbone and ripple all the way to the head. So the movement is a gradual movement from the base of the spine to the top of the head, both on the inhale and the exhale. Nice. And then come back to neutral spine, gazing down at the ground. Lift your right leg behind you and take your left arm out in front of you. Pull your belly up to support your back. Breathe deeply to fuel your strength. And then reach the left hand back for the right foot and kick the foot up and back so that you're pulling the shoulder away from your face. And then we can take the gaze up. Feel the breath filling into the whole body. Good. And then we'll release the hand down, straighten the leg again, send it out to the side and place it down on the ground. Roll yourself up, walking the hands in. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, right hand down on the leg. Left arm reaches overhead. Stretch out long through the fingers and notice how doing that makes the whole side feel tighter, and then breathe into the side so that it feels looser. And then inhale the left arm up. Exhale it down to the left foot. If you can't reach the foot, curl the toes under. If you still can't, hand on the hip is a great option. And then bring the hips in front of you, the chest up, the head back, and the right arm up. And try to aim that left hip forward even more. And release the hands both to the ground off on that left side. Send the right leg forward. flexing the foot, and then bring one hand on either side of the right leg, squaring your hips off. Inhale, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, belly in, elbows bend, head down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop the head, bend the elbows, scoop the belly in and up. One more time. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release over. So you may not be able to bend the elbows because you may not be low enough, and that's fine, but just make sure that the weight of your hands is super light on the ground so that you're not pushing into the floor and therefore holding yourself up, but there's a sense that you're able to drop down toward the floor. And again, on the exhale, you take that lower belly and pull it in and up. How long is the breath flowing through the body? Can you feel it all the way in the back of your left shoulder? And then lift your head, bend your front knee, dropping your hips, coming into a nice deep lunge. Good. Just letting the hips sink down. Aim the tailbone for your right heel. Stay with the long, slow breath. And then we'll bend that back knee. Left hand stays on the ground. Right hand reaches back for the left foot if you can reach it. If not, it's always good to have a strap or a towel handy. And then pull the heel toward the buttock. Stay with your breath. Okay, and then release the foot down. And we'll just turn deeper into a twist. So I'll give you some options. You can just leave your left hand where it is and bring the right arm up. Or you can bring that left elbow all the way over and bring the palms together and press them toward the heart center. And those who are extra flexy, you can try to take that left arm and bend it under the right leg. Reach your right arm behind you and then clasp your fingers together. It's not available to most of you, but I thought I'd offer it in case you want to try it, Ming, or anyone else. And then if you are in the version where your elbow is hooked over, then you're pressing the right hand into the left hand to move those hands toward the heart center and move the torso deeper into the twist. And take your gaze up to where the wall meets the ceiling behind you. Then come around to the front. Bring the hands to the ground. Good. And then we'll walk the foot over to the left. And then let the knee come down, coming into a pigeon, starting on the fingers. And then we'll also curl the back toes under and lift the back knee and just get really long and open that hip flexor even more. And then once you've pressed back through that left heel as far as you can go, then you can bring the knee down and relax the toes. And then inhale and press into the fingertips, lifting the chest. Exhale, reach forward through the chest and come forward. And you might want to stack your hands or make fists with your hands to rest your forehead on. Or if your forehead can come all the way onto the ground, that's great. Just so that your head is resting. Then see if that left hip can dip down toward the floor even more. And see if you can breathe so that it feels like the places that are the most challenged are getting the most breath. Just imagine it, especially if you're newer to the practice. The concept of the breath can be quite literal and you think of it in the lungs, but if you've practiced for a long time, you start to notice that places that you never thought could breathe, breathe. And we can start to connect with that by imagining it. We imagine that we're breathing into our hips or wherever it is that we're looking to make more space. And then press into the hands, lift yourself up. And then we'll send that right leg back, all the way back with the toes curled under. Just to stretch out the knee again. And then bring the knee back down. Starting once again in table posture. Good. And then we'll send the left leg back and the right arm forward. Gazing down. Reaching out through the foot and the hand, lifting the belly. And then bend your back knee. Take your right hand to your left foot. And kick up and back. Take your gaze up. Maybe push more into your left hand. Return the hand down, straighten the leg, send it out to the side and down onto the ground. Walk the hands in to roll yourself up. Reaching up with an inhale. And down onto that left leg, reaching over with the right arm, gazing up if your neck can or down. Pressing down through the right leg, reaching long through the right arm. your next inhale, the right arm lifts. Exhale, bring the hand to the back heel, curling the toes under if you need that extra height, or bringing the hand to the hip if you don't reach. And then left arm comes up, hips come forward, head comes back. If your neck is not happy with your head back, you can just drop it down to the right. Good. Really straighten your left leg and kind of thrust your hips forward. And try to breathe into the chest. Release the hands down on the ground, off to the right. Step the left leg out in front. And walk the hands over till one is on either side of the leg. And then flex the left foot. Do your best to straighten the left leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend the elbows. Drop the head down. Now keep the body hanging over the leg and just look up as you inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in and drop. One last time, looking up as you inhale. Exhale, release. Drop the arms, drop the head. Keep the weight super light in the hands. So there's a real sense of gravity being able to pull your torso over without the hands in any way holding you up. And you can trust that you're only going to go as far as you safely can, so you don't need to protect yourself. Your body knows its limits. And stream the breath slowly through the torso, scooping the lower belly in and up as you exhale. And lift your head and shift your weight forward, bending into that front knee, dropping your hips, coming into a lunge. Good. And you can just experiment. See how it feels if you reach your knees away from each other. And then see how it feels if you contract your knees in toward each other. And you can try holding either one of those or neither if you don't feel like they're helpful. And then we'll go ahead and bend that right leg and reach the left hand back for the right foot. And pull the heel toward the buttock. Maybe looking over your left shoulder. Keep weight in your left big toe. And keep that knee straight up and don't let it kind of fall out to the side. Aim that right hip for your left ankle. And return the foot to the ground, and we'll come fully into a twist, either just lifting the left arm up, or if you want, you can bring the right elbow over, palms together, and then push the left hand toward the right hand to twist and try to bring the thumbs toward the heart center, looking behind you and up. On the inhale, just inhale. And then on the exhale, maybe press the hands and twist. And come back around to the front. And then we'll heel toe that left foot over to the right. And then let that left knee come down to the ground. Come up onto the fingertips and curl the back toes under and lift the back thigh off the ground. And then press back into the right heel and press down into the fingertips. So you're creating a nice curve through the whole body. And then staying pressed back through the right leg, let the right knee come down, relax the toes. Inhale again into the fingers, lifting the heart. And then reaching forward through the heart as you come over your leg and rest your head on stacked fists or hands or the ground. And then dip your weight to the right so your right hip sinks toward the floor. And press yourself up. And we'll send that left leg straight back with the toes curled under. Just pressing back through the heel, stretching out the back of the leg. Good. And then we'll take the right leg back as well, curling the toes under, coming into plank. And then push the hips up, coming into downward dog. Bend the elbows out to the side and then roll the elbows to face down. And then slowly start to straighten the elbows. See if it feels like you're sending your hips back. And press the thighs back. Press the heels down. Sink the chest. Drop the head. Breathe belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, lifting the belly, sinking deeper. And then walk the feet up to the hands. Soften the knees, tuck the chin, and roll yourself up to standing. Reaching up as you inhale, and down as you exhale. And then we'll just change it a little bit. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bend the knees and fold and come down. And then inhale and roll all the way up. Lifting up. Exhale, bend the knees and come down. And keep going like that. Feeling the spine rolling its way up and rolling its way down. Especially on the way up, really try to Move one vertebra at a time, kind of like we do in our cat and cow, but maybe can really articulate the vertebrae in the standing movement. And one last time. On your next exhale, just release the arms down by your sides. Let the eyes close, let the shoulders relax. Feel the weight in your feet becoming heavier. Imagining the bones penetrating the earth like stakes. Feel your breath flowing through your body. And then gently open your eyes. Step your right foot right in front of your left foot. Heel to toe. So option number one is just to stay here, and you can just practice like this, or you can practice with your eyes closed. And option number two is to take the arms up, coming into steeple mudra, index fingers extend, the rest of the fingers interlace. And then to send the hips over to the right and the body over to the left. And notice where your gaze is most beneficial to steady your balance. And if you're doing the side bend variation, you can use your left hand to pull your right hand longer. And if you're doing the eyes closed standing variation, challenge yourself to not move at all. Good. And then if you're bent, come straight, lift the arms up, release the arms down, and then step the right foot back. Just take a moment with your eyes closed, giving your right foot a chance to reground into the earth. Almost like your body's draining down. And then we'll open the eyes and step the left foot right in front of the right, heel to toe. This may be enough of a challenge for you, or you can close your eyes and practice being here. Or you can lift your arms, coming back into steeple mudra, and then send the hips to the left and the arms and head and body to the right. Use the fullness of your breath to stabilize you. If your eyes are open, really lock your eyes. If you're doing a closed eyes version, see how still you can be. And if you're bent, come back up straight. Release the arms down. And step the left foot back. and step the feet wide apart, having the outer edges of the feet parallel to each other. Clasp the hands behind your back, roll the shoulders back and the shoulder blades in. Take a breath into the chest, and then exhale and bend over, lifting the arms up away from the body, really letting the shoulder blades kind of collapse. And if you can, you might even bring the heels of your hands to touching. And bring the hands to the ground and walk them over to the right leg, folding over your right leg. Inhale slow, exhale long. Let your head relax. And then walk the hands over to the other side. Hanging over your leg. And walk the hands center, bringing the hands shoulder width apart under the shoulders. And then level the fingertips with the toes. So there's kind of a straight line across both feet and both hands. And then keep the elbows in line with the shoulders and the hands. And then press forward into the fingertips as you fold. And straighten the back, walk the hands forward. Heel toe the feet in a little bit until you can lower down through the hips and then all the way on to your buttocks. And so we're going to come into a shoulder stand for those of you who are able to practice shoulder stand. If you have ruptured discs in your neck, or if you're pregnant, you may not want to do shoulder stand. But in theory, if you're doing shoulder stand correctly, even if you have problems with your neck, you're not going to hurt your shoulders, your neck, because we're on the shoulders so much that the neck isn't even on the ground. But if you're not wanting to do shoulder stand for any reason, then you can go over to a wall and do legs up the wall, or just bring your hands under your hips and have the legs up in the air. The rest of us, we're going to take the knees with the hands and rock lengthwise, getting the momentum that we need, and then bringing the hands from the knees to the hips. And then once they're there, we start to walk the hands down and kind of tuck the shoulders in. So we're moving the shoulders toward each other and then walking the hands down the back toward the floor. And then really feel like there's weight on your shoulders and your upper arms. And notice how your neck isn't even on the ground. And then try to reach up through the toes. And bring your hips in line with your heels. And then bend the knees, bring them toward the forehead. And then we'll slowly lower down. If you're coming out of shoulder stand, you're going to come into the other version where the hands are under the lower back and the legs are up into the air. And then we'll all bring the legs down onto the ground. Turn the knees out and the soles of the feet together. Press into the hands and elbows. Lift the chest, lift the throat, come onto the top of the back of your head. The more you press down into your elbows, the more you can lift your chest. Fish pose, a variation of it. How much of your body can you breathe into here? And then lift your head. Look past your feet. Lower yourself down. Release your hands. Hug your knees into your chest and lift your forehead to your knees. Release everything down. Lift the tailbone, tuck it under, straighten the legs, and shake the legs out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes now. And then we'll take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, sinking the weight of the body into the ground. And another breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, relaxing the jaw, parting the lips. And then one more, in through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind, letting go of thoughts, judgments, plans, just being here. Coming to the feel of the breath and letting go of the breath. Just allowing the breath to be whoever it is. Resting your attention on the feeling of the breath. And when you notice the mind has wandered, coming back to the breath again, finding yourself even more relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Breathe into your heart, move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead, take a deep breath, stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest, rocking side to side, massaging your back with ground. Come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together. Rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then come onto your side, resting your head on your underside arm. Resting your body on the ground. Resting your awareness on the present moment. The mood, the sensations, the breath, the thoughts, the feelings, everything that's here right now. And when you're ready, come up slowly, letting your head come up last. Coming into any comfortable seated position. Sinking down through the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in and let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.